There is a realm, unseen by the eyes but known to the soul, where all wealth is already complete. A divine storehouse waits, not for time, not for toil, but for your recognition. You say you desire riches, but can you walk like the rich man before the coin arrives? Can you believe before the bank confirms? The world teaches you to chase, to labor, to strive for supply, but Spirit says, money is not the cause, it is the effect. You are not meant to work for wealth, you are meant to align with it. So today we cast out the illusion of lack. We dissolve the lie of waiting. We step boldly into the millionaire version of you that already is. This is not fantasy, this is not theory, this is law. Let us begin. Money is the effect, not the cause. Spirit is the true substance. Money is not your supply. Let that be deeply understood, not with the surface mind, but with the heart that knows spiritual law. Many go about saying, if I just had more money, I would feel secure. But that is to make the effect into the cause, which reverses the order of divine truth. Money is but the shadow, the symbol, the outer shell. The real thing, the rich thing is spirit. Spirit is your supply. Spirit is substance. It is the invisible source that never runs dry. You may chase money and never find rest. You may toil day and night for it and still come up empty. For when you chase a shadow, it always runs ahead. But when you abide in the consciousness of truth, when you align with the substance behind all form, then the shadows begin to gather around your feet. Money comes not because you chase it, but because you have tuned yourself to the source. The world is full of people who appear rich and yet live in fear. Fear of loss, fear of not having enough. Because their wealth is not rooted in spiritual understanding. Their security is built on appearances, and appearances are the most unstable thing in the world. True wealth comes not from what is held in the hand, but what is known in the heart. When you know that spirit is your supply, no matter what leaves, something greater is on its way. You cannot be robbed of your good when you know the giver cannot run dry. When you say, I need money, you affirm lack. But when you say, Spirit is my supply, I am rich now, you align with abundance. The soul must be trained to speak the language of heaven, even while walking the earth. This is the secret of effortless manifestation. You are not asking Spirit to make you rich. You are recognizing that you already are. The unseen creates the seen. The invisible always comes first. You would not expect fruit before planting a seed, and yet people demand visible money before cultivating the inner substance. Get still. Go within. Affirm the reality of divine substance. Say often, Spirit is my supply. All that is mine by divine right is now released to me with grace and ease. You must speak it, know it, expect it, not because of your efforts, but because it is law. Divine law is impersonal. It does not ask whether you're worthy. It only asks whether you are aligned. You align not by working harder, but by thinking higher. Stop looking to jobs, clients, spouses, or banks as your source. These are but channels. The true supply is infinite, and it knows no restriction. Your job may close, a client may disappear, a bank account may run low, but divine substance flows forever. The moment you detach from the channel and fix your faith on the source, new channels will open. Money flows where there is no fear. Fear tightens. Faith opens. Fear chokes. Faith expands. So ask yourself, am I acting as one who trusts that Spirit is my substance, or am I bowing before appearances? Every time you speak of lack, you strengthen it. Every time you affirm supply, you quicken. You are not here to make money. You are here to receive it as a natural result of alignment. Money comes easily to those who are in right vibration with spiritual law. It may come through work, but never by toil. It may come through business, but never through anxiety. Let your hands be active, but your heart be still. Act in faith, not in fear. Move as one who already possesses. When the soul truly accepts that Spirit is the substance of all things, money comes as surely as the dawn. You will not be surprised by wealth. You will expect it. You will not worship it. You will welcome it. For it is no longer a god, but a servant. It is not a goal, but a byproduct of spiritual knowing. This is the great reversal. The world says money brings peace. Truth says peace brings money. The world says money gives freedom. Spirit says freedom births money. Do not chase freedom through finance. Be free in spirit and finance will follow. When you stand on this truth, you fear nothing. You can give without anxiety. You can tithe without hesitation. You can walk through seeming lack and not tremble. For you know that what is seen is temporary. Spirit which is unseen is eternal. It cannot be cut off. It cannot be delayed. It is the living fountain that supplies your every need before you ask. So begin now to reverse your inner world. Let spirit be your treasure. Let peace be your home. Let truth be your wealth. Then the money, which is but the symbol, will begin to obey your inner kingdom. The law is first within, then without. First substance, then form. First spirit, then supply. You do not become wealthy. You remember who you already are. You are not striving to be rich. You are waking up to the wealth that is already yours by divine inheritance. You do not need to change who you are. You need only remove the false belief that you are poor, unworthy, or separated from your good. Wealth is not a future you earn. It is a present you awaken to. The soul that knows its divine origin does not beg for riches. It assumes them. It expects them. It walks in them before they are seen. This is not arrogance. It is spiritual confidence. You are not a servant of lack. You are a child of the infinite. You are heir to the kingdom of abundance. To remember is to return to the truth of who you are. You are not trying to attract money. You are trying to unlearn fear, to remove the fog of doubt that has clouded your inner vision. You are not learning to be rich. You are learning to stop pretending you are poor. The real you is not the one who checks the balance with anxiety. The real you is not the one who apologizes for desires. The real you is not the one who settles for scraps. That is a version of you shaped by outer appearances, not inner truth. The millionaire version of you is not created by striving. It is revealed by surrender, surrendering to the knowledge that God has already completed you, that every quality you desire already lives within you, that every outer condition is simply catching up with your inner conviction. When you begin to remember, you no longer chase, you declare. You no longer hustle, you align. You no longer fear what may come. You give thanks for what is already yours. The world may try to convince you otherwise. It will show you numbers, charts, and logic, but you must go beyond appearances, for appearances are only past thoughts brought into form. You are now choosing new thoughts, thoughts that align with wealth, confidence, and faith. And as you persist, the outer must shift. It is law. You are not calling wealth from a distance. You are uncovering the truth that it has always been within you. You were born rich, not in coins, but in consciousness. You are now remembering. You are now awakening. You are now stepping into the divine image that was never lost, only forgotten. Speak as the millionaire you, not as the one who lacks. The tongue holds the power of life and death, and with every word spoken, you either bless or block your prosperity. Words are not idle sounds, they are living currents. When you speak, you send out the blueprint of what you are willing to receive. If you speak as one who lacks, then lack is magnetized to you. But if you speak as the one who is already rich, then riches must respond. For your word is law unto your word. Your words must match your divine identity, not your present conditions. The world will tempt you to say what you see, but spiritual law calls you to say what you know. If your bank account seems low, do not declare, "I'm broke," or "I can't afford this." That is the language of the shadow, not the spirit. Instead, declare, "I am rich in divine substance, and money flows to me through perfect channels." Speak from the end, not from the need. To speak as a millionaire is not to boast. It is to recognize your true inheritance. The spiritual millionaire does not walk about saying, "I will be rich one day." That is the language of delay. Delay is doubt. The soul must rise and say, "I am wealthy now, and my good is always arriving on time." Every statement is a seed, and the harvest is determined not by how things appear, but by the faith with which you plant. People sabotage their supply with casual words. They call it being real or being honest. But spiritual honesty is not based on appearances, it is based on truth. And the truth is, there is no lack in spirit. There is no delay in the infinite. There is no limit in divine law. So your words must echo eternity, not echo fear. Say aloud often, "My words are charged with wealth. My voice speaks only abundance. I never speak lack, for I know I am backed by infinite supply." Let this be your tone, your rhythm, your way of being. Correct yourself gently but firmly every time you slip into the old habit of speaking limitation. The subconscious mind obeys repetition, not intention. What you declare often you eventually believe. And what you believe, to speak as the millionaire version of yourself, means to let your voice be a vessel of victory. It means saying money loves me. Supply is always present. I live in effortless abundance. Do not speak as if wealth is far off. Speak as if it is standing beside you, waiting to be recognized. For in truth, it is. The world may mock. The world may call you deluded. But remember, the world walks by sight. You are called to walk by faith. Your words are not to match the world, but to shape the world. You are not a victim of conditions. You are a creator of them. The universe responds not to your pleading, but to your proclaiming. You must train your mouth to speak from the higher realm. Just as the actor plays the role before the applause, you must speak as the wealthy one before the evidence shows up, because it is the speech that invites the supply, the declaration that opens the gate, the word that creates the world. So guard your speech. Do not talk about bills. Talk about blessings. Do not discuss delay. Discuss divine timing. Do not entertain the idea of failure. Entertain the certainty of fulfillment. Let every conversation be an echo of your spiritual wealth. Let every sentence drip with expectancy. For the tongue is not a thermometer. It is a thermostat. It does not just reflect the world. It sets the temperature of your life. When you speak as the millionaire you step into alignment with divine law, and law never fails. It may be invisible, but it is unbreakable. Speak boldly, speak beautifully, speak bountifully, not because you are trying to get rich, but because you are already rich in spirit, and now your words are preparing the outer to match the inner. The outer follows the inner, bank follows belief. There is no wealth outside of consciousness. What you believe about yourself on the inside is the silent architect of everything you experience on the outside. If you believe you are always struggling, then even if money comes, it will disappear. If you believe you are blessed, then even in dry seasons, supply will appear. The bank is a reflection, not a source. It follows your belief like a shadow. Many try to fix the outer without tending to the inner. They change jobs, launch new ventures, chase more income, but if the belief is still rooted in fear, limitation, and not enough, the outer will always return to match the inner blueprint. To change the outer, begin by changing the way you believe. Do you believe money is hard to come by? Then it will avoid you. Do you believe you are unworthy of wealth? Then it will slip through your hands. But when you begin to see yourself as already provided for, when you accept that divine substance is always pouring into your life, then the outer must You cannot hold a wealthy belief and a poor bank balance for long. One must rise to meet the other. That is the law. The moment your inner conviction is absolute, the outer must submit. The moment you feel and know your divine right to abundance, the forms of abundance begin to take shape. New opportunities, unexpected income, increased flow. But only when belief leads. You cannot fake belief. You must cultivate it. You must saturate your soul with truth. Read it, speak it, affirm it. Meditate on it until it becomes your natural response to life. The world says, "Show me the money, and I will believe." But Spirit says, "Believe and I will show you the money." Many look at their bank accounts to determine their faith. This is backwards. Faith must determine the bank account. The account is a canvas, belief is the brush. You must paint what you want to see, not describe what already exists. This requires spiritual maturity. It requires imagination. It requires trust in the invisible. You do not need to see the how. You only need to know the what and believe the now. I am wealthy. I am supported. I am surrounded by overflowing good. Hold this belief until it becomes more real than numbers on a screen. Let it sink into your bones. Let it move your actions, your speech, your posture. Because when the inner truly shifts, the outer must follow. The outer follows the inner. That is why effort without alignment leads to exhaustion. Many people are working harder than ever and still feel broke because they are pushing from a place of fear. Their inner belief says, "I must struggle to earn," and so they. But when you work from a place of certainty, when you believe in your worth, your supply, your destiny, then even small efforts bear great fruit. Believe bigger, and you will live bigger. Believe differently, and you will receive differently. What you think about money matters less than what you believe about yourself. A person who believes they are rich on the inside will find the outer world making room for that truth. So tend to your inner garden. Pull out the weeds of fear, doubt, and small thinking. Plant seeds of faith, expectancy, and joy. Water them with words. Shine the light of attention on them. And soon your outer world, the people, the opportunities, the digits in the account, will bloom in harmony with what you have nurtured within. Act not from fear, but from divine identity. Fear is the great disqualifier. It makes you shrink, delay, and settle. But divine identity moves with quiet certainty. When you act from fear, you act as a beggar. When you act from divine identity, you act as one already chosen. Your steps are no longer reactions to lack. They are expressions of truth. You do not ask, "Can I afford this?" but instead affirm, "Is this aligned with my spirit?" Divine identity does not consult appearances. It consults inner knowing. When fear speaks, it says, "What if I lose?" But divine identity declares, "What is mine comes with ease." Each decision must be made not through panic, but through poise. Let your actions rise from who you are, not what you fear. Clean, dress, and walk in alignment with spiritual riches. Your surroundings preach your beliefs louder than your lips. A cluttered space echoes inner confusion. A neglected body whispers unworthiness. To clean is to clear the channel. To dress with dignity is to affirm value. Walk not in cost, but in consciousness. The millionaire version of you leaves a trace of order, grace, and poise in every step. Fold the clothes, sweep the floor. Choose beauty over noise. When you align your environment with wealth, the unseen begins to mirror in the seen. Hustling creates resistance. Harmony attracts supply. Hustling from desperation tightens the channel. It says, "I must force my good to come," and in doing so blocks the very flow it seeks. Harmony, on the other hand, is the language of divine order. It moves with grace, not grind. The soul aligned with truth does not rush. It radiates. It does not panic, it prepares. The tree does not hustle to bear fruit, it aligns with its season. So must you. Work becomes worship when done from faith. Action becomes powerful when guided by peace. When you move in harmony with your inner knowing, supply meets you without strain. Delay is doubt. Faith acts now. Every time you wait until the money shows up, you tell the universe you do not yet believe. Delay is the outer costume of inner hesitation. Faith, however, moves in the now. It walks into the store. It starts the project. It cleans the closet for the new wardrobe. It prepares the space. Faith does not stall for proof. It is the proof. The longer you delay, the longer you rehearse lack. Begin now, not when it's easy, when it's true. Honor invisible supply before visible results appear. The unseen must be honored as real before the seen can arrive. Gratitude for what is not yet visible opens the door to manifestation. When you give thanks for your invisible wealth, you call it into form. Most wait for results to believe, but divine law requires belief before results. Speak to your good as if it were already present. Bless the empty bank account with words of overflow. Celebrate the vision before it materializes. Invisible supply is the root. Treat it with reverence, and the fruit must follow. You are not waiting on wealth, it is waiting on your recognition. Wealth is not delayed, it is unclaimed. It stands at the door of your consciousness, knocking gently, waiting for your yes. Most think they are waiting on the money, but the money is waiting on their inner permission. Recognition is alignment. When you truly accept that you are already provided for, the outer shifts to match the inner knowing. Your wealth appears the moment you remove resistance and recognize it as yours now. You have now remembered what the world had caused you to forget, that you are not a beggar hoping for breakthrough. You are a being of divine substance. You no longer chase money. You attract it through identity. You no longer act from fear. You move from truth. Your words are now rich. Surroundings now honor your worth. Your steps are in harmony. Your delays have turned into declarations. You know now that the unseen is more real than the seen, but to speak as the millionaire version of you is not to pretend, it is to prophesy. You do not need to wait. You do not need to earn your worth. The wealth is not coming. It is here, and it is waiting only on your recognition. The moment you say yes, the universe opens all gates. So rise, speak, Walk, dress, think, and give as the rich one you already are. Your wealth is not in the distance, it is already knocking. Answer not with effort, but with identity, and watch all things be added unto you.